Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. In the last episode, we actually stopped Old Smokey from erupting, ultimately saving Alma Moon from a nice crispy fate. But we also fought off with the fourth Guardian of the game, also known as the Guardian of the Volcano, also known as Multan. But other than that, we also met off with one of the major villains of the game, officially in the flesh, and that is the Dark Jinn Shadar. But with that, we're actually going to be completing all the side quests for Alma Moon. If you want to skip over that, we'll be going into the next part of the game for the story-wise in the next episode. So if you want to skip to where we're actually starting with the story, with other than the side quest stuff, I do recommend waiting for the next episode tomorrow or the next day whenever this actually uploads. But other than that, we do have the Rashad this Rashad story quest that we still have to do. So if you want to at least see the story part for that, at least stay for that. So with that, we'll be starting our episode now. So let's actually get into Alma Moon and we'll start on what we need to do. So I'll be right back since this is a cutscene. So, or actually, no, it's not. Oh, I'm actually surprised. Okay, Mr. Rashad.
You have returned. Does this mean you have completed the trials?
Yes, sir, and Master Solomon taught us a whole bunch of neat stuff.
I am happy for you, but this is no time for celebrations. The city is in grave danger. The volcano is...
Don't worry your pretty little head about that George Sage ship. We sorted that out too while we were at it.
But how?
It's quite a story, Father, you see?
So not only did you succeed in completing the trials, you also prevented the volcano from erupting. That is quite a tale. It would seem that your potential is even greater than I had imagined. But for Shadar himself to have appeared, it seems his game has entered its next phase. I must look into this.
Thank you, Mr. Rashad, sir. We should get back to our journey.
Do we have to, Ollie boy? I'm flipping knackered, man. Can't you see, can we stop by here for a bit and have a nice babana or two?
There's no time, Mr. Drippy. Other towns could be in danger. Mr. Rashad, I need to learn more magic. I need more powerful spells.
You have proven your ability. You have overcome the trials and saved the city. I have nothing more to teach you. You will learn more, Oliver, but you will learn much of it for yourself as your journey continues.
I will?
Yet there is a limit to what can be learned without instruction. Very well, you must visit my fellow great sages, and you must learn what they are and what they have to teach you.
He's right, Ollie boy. Shana is one tough cookie. You'll need all the help you can get if you're going to beat him.
But where can I find the other great sages?
Alicia, she was once fought alongside me, fell foul of Shadar, and her soul has been sealed away. But there are two more. They are out there somewhere.
There's useful somewhere, eh? Ta Sageface, find a lot of use you are.
I do not know the exact whereabouts, but I believe one of them resides in the city of Hamlin, on the continent of Artemisia.
Hamlin, huh? Thank you, Mr. Rashad, sir. Tumnia, that's far away to the east. You'll need a boat to get there. So you'll need to go via Castaway Cove. It's the closest port.
To reach it, you must cross the desert to the south of here.
Cross the desert to the south, huh? Is it far away? Don't worry, Oliver. I'll show you the way.
Esther, you mean?
Yes, I'm coming with you. We travel together from now on.
But are you sure?
Of course I am. We're both fighting for the same thing, aren't we? And you already know how helpful having me around can be.
You bet I do.
But, Mr. Rashad, is it alright if Esther comes with us?
I know my daughter. There is nothing stopping her when she sets her mind onto something. I have little choice but to agree. And so you must make yourself useful to Oliver. You must not become a burden to him.
Of course I won't. I'm a great sage's daughter.
Truly you are. Then it is decided. Oliver, please take care of my daughter.
I will, sir. And there we go, we officially have our, technically officially, although we already had her to begin with, so technically officially, we now have Esther for the rest of the game. But thankfully, now we actually have that as an official thing, since technically she wasn't official for a while.
Oh, I'm sure you will too, Mr. Drippy.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, and I'm afterthought, is it? Righto, I can see how this is going to work out. Still, I suppose you do brighten the place up a bit. Go on then, the more the merry, I suppose.
Well, Father, I better be going.
Take care, daughter. May the ancients watch over you.
Thank you, Mr. Rashad. Well, we'll come visit you again real soon, I promise. Yeah, we'll definitely do that, Mr. Rashad. But with that, now we can actually start messing around with all the other stuff in this game, since we got a bunch of side quests to actually do. So, if you were only coming for the story bit, this would be where we would be saying goodbye. But if you're here for the whole bit, since I am going to be trying to 100% the game, this is where we'll be continuing on with our side quest stuff. So, thank you for those who wanted to see the story. I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. And for those for the 100% stuff, this is where we're going to be continuing our stuff here. So let's do this. So the first thing we want to do here is actually get rid of our enthusiasm, since this guy right here is actually going to be the one that wants it. So let's do this.
It's no use. I just can't be bothered. Leave me alone.
What's happened to you? You were full of beans when we set out from Ding Dong Dell.
Is everything okay?
Well, we were traveling merchants, you see, but since we arrived in Alma Moon, my husband has completely lost his will to sell. And after we went through all the trouble of leaving Ding Dong Dell to travel the world and earn enough money to open our dream shop.
Who cares about the stupid shop? Some things is such a lot of effort. Let's not bother anymore.
Well, this doesn't look too good, does it? I reckon our friend here must be feeling a bit under the weather.
I can see you're going to be no use. I'll just have to work for the two of us then, won't I?
Oh wait, that's the actual lady. Oops. It's hard to tell when it doesn't actually specifically state who it is that's talking. I should have guessed that one, though.
That we could mend his broken heart. One hubby-sized helping of enthusiasm should do.
It should. Okay, a traveling merchant appears to have lost his appetite for the trade. While in Alma Moon, causing his wife no end to worry, restore his enthusiasm and bring him to his senses. Yes, sirree, and let's do that indeed. Yes, we have to cure him. We can't just leave people who need our help.
Ain't it though? Let's get a wriggle on and find some enthusiasm, shall we?
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
You got some enthusiasm there, ain't it? Cast, give heart, and hand it over.
Okay, let's give him some piece of heart, and that's our one piece of enthusiasm that we had from Ding Dong Dell quite a while back, if anything is to be stated. So, there you go, buddy, that's all the enthusiasm you need, and we are done with this side quest.
Where am I? What was I doing? Oh, that's it. We need to make enough money to open our dream shop. Let's get to work.
Darling, you're back to your old self, thank goodness.
Sorry, my darling. Did I worry you? I'm so sorry. I'm better now. Let's get to work, shall we?
Nito, we cured him.
Thank you so much for helping me out. You deserve an extra special free gift.
3 blindness begons, 100 guilders, and a couple little stamps for our troubles. Because that's actually why we're even doing... Ooh, we got a bonus one, actually. So we got 3 instead of 2. And it's always nice to see. Okay, so this lady's actually going to give us some enthusiasm, so we might want to actually talk to her now, just to get it over with.
Welcome. My, what a beautiful cape, but it's not quite the Season's look for the Mamuni man. About town, you know. Why not update your outfit with some of our top quality fabrics at prices to suit every purse? By now we'll regret it forever.
Nito, look at that. It's beautiful, a new cape, huh?
Oi, Ollie boy, we're not here for a flipping shopping trip. What do you think we are, made of money?
A fairy, and a very stylish little fellow you are too. I have something here that would suit you down to the ground. Let's see now. Oh, yes, perfect.
You reckon? Yeah, I see what you mean. I'd look the business in that.
Mr. Drippy?
Oh, sorry, Ollie boy. I got a bit carried away, ain't it? You've got to hand it to her. The girl can sell.
Roll up fine fabrics to put a smile on your face and a spring in your step.
Look at the locket glowing.
I reckon I know why. This young lady's got more enthusiasm than a school full of 6-year-olds.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have something to ask of you.
What is it, young man? Are you interested in some of our fine fabrics? I can offer you excellent price.
No, it's not that. I was wondering if you'd maybe let us borrow a little bit of your enthusiasm.
Don't you just say the funniest things? My enthusiasm and my smile always come for free. Take as much as you like.
That sure is kind of you, ma'am. But we only need a little. And that is indeed all we need. So, let's take a little bit off the top and give ourselves a little bit of enthusiasm to work with. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I just need to make sure we grab that for later, just in case we need any for any later quests, since I know that we don't need it for this specific town, but once we get into Castaway Cove, we might actually need it.
Why, what a strange feeling. Now I feel even more ready to sell.
And there we go. Now we're done with that. So, while we're on the business of trying to get all the pieces we need, let's keep grabbing some lockets of heart as we can.
It will soon be time for the Babana Bazaar. What shall I give them this year?
You sure look excited, sir.
But of course I am, young man. The Babana Bazaar purchase, and I will soon have the inestimable pleasure of buying gifts for my dear grandchildren.
Gee, how many grandchildren do you have?
Let me see now. If we include those living in other towns across the land, it might be, perhaps 30.
Jeepers creepers, that's not many. That's an awful lot of presents.
That may be so, but for each, I am rewarded with the priceless smile of a child. And their happiness is my happiness. May the ancients watch over them. Crikey, the man's a living saint, and you don't see kindness like that every century, let alone every day.
Sir, would you mind helping us out with something? It could save a lot of people in trouble.
It could.
It sure could. Please say you'll help us.
Very well. Since you ask so nicely.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, let's take ourselves some kindness. We'll need this for a future quest in this town as is, since you have one for each and every type of piece of heart. You have one for kindness, enthusiasm, and also courage, out of all the ones that you actually have available at the moment.
Oh, what a marvelous sensation. My heart, my very soul overflows with warmth.
Okay, now that we're done with that, now we can continue, since we do have quite a bit we have to do. Okay, so the first one I know we can do is this guy over here, so let's actually start with this one.
No, you cannot have it back. I am not finished with it.
What's wrong with you? Yesterday you told me you would return it.
Hey you two, stop fighting. What's the problem here?
The problem is this thief will not return me my picture book I lent him.
It was only a picture book, and a poor one at that. Who cares?
I care. It was my birthday gift. You must give it back.
Stop bothering me and go away. Crikey. Either he has had his heart broken, every ounce of bit of kindness squeezed out of it, or he needs putting over someone's knee.
You think he's broken-hearted, but he seems so lively.
Well, it depends on which bit of heart's been stolen, ain't it? Changes your personality in all different ways, it does. Anyway, what are we going to do about it? More importantly, are we going to help the other lad get his book back?
Okay, a Mamuni boy is unkindly refusing to return a book he borrowed from his friend. Restore his kindness and make sure he returns the book. Yes sirree. And with that, an overdue loan has been accepted. We sure are. I'd hate for them not to be friends anymore.
Righto. Then we need to find ourselves a drop of good old-fashioned kindness, ain't it?
I'm so used to saying enthusiasm, but we already have that for him, so let's give it on to him.
You got some kindness there, ain't it? Cast give heart and hand it over.
Okay, all we need to do is just a little bit of give heart, and let's give him some kindness that he desperately needs. And 1, 2, 3, and all that kindness is packed back into him. And just like that, he's should be more lively than he was before.
Huh? What happened?
I intended to return the picture book, but then I...
Truly, you meant to return it.
But of course, I will go and fetch it now. Forgive me for my selfishness. Thank you so very much for helping me return to normal. Please, you must accept this.
2 cups of strong coffee and 100 guilders. Always, always useful. And there we go, we got 2 more stamps to boot. And just like that, it was pretty easy. Okay, so we'll grab those other 2 quests over there soon, but we do actually need to talk to our buddy Horus over here. So let's use one of our best skills, and that is actually Spirit Medium, to actually be able to talk to him since he is a spirit.
Nice to see you again. Did you have fun crossing the deserts?
Fun! It was a flipping boiling one.
Boiling for you, maybe, Pipsqueak. I'm a ghost, and ghosts don't feel the heat, so there.
What are you doing here, Horse?
I'm looking at these fountains. They're amazing. They squirt out milk, and all the milk a boy could drink. They're what Alma Moon is famous for.
I thought it was for babanas, but okay.
But the spicy smell coming from that food stall is mixing with the smell of milk. It's strange.
Huh, you think so? I kinda like it.
Hey, there are still loads of spells you don't know yet. Aren't there, Oliver?
Well, I am trying. It's just that my wizard companion is kinda, most of the pages are missing.
Missing? Oh yeah. I had to give you the page for Spirit Medium, didn't I?
Huh. When Mr. Drippy first gave it to me, the only spell inside it was Gateway.
Really? So the pages had been torn out. I bet it was that idiot Shadar's doing. Alright, I suppose I'd better help you fill it back up again, hadn't I?
Tidy, there's generous. Maybe I was wrong about you being a stingy little midget after all.
Who are you calling midget? You're literally the most midgety midget that's literally on the map right now. Literally, the kids are taller than you. So don't even call people midgets, Drippy. You're far from being the tallest person here.
Well, I'm not going to hand over a lot of pages over if that's what you're thinking. Oliver will have to prove his wizarding comprehension skills first. The wizard's companion isn't full of spells. There are also stories in there that were gathered by the sages over the centuries. But those have probably been torn out too. Stories are pretty powerful after all. They might inspire people to stand onto him. Right, I'm going to give you one to get you started. Have a read, it's one of my favorites.
Okay, you've obtained a new tale of wonder. The first tale, The Cowardly Prince of the Lion and the Lion. Okay, so the idea here is actually, you have to actually solve a puzzle here. So I'm going to show you where it is, for those that don't know where it is if they're playing along. So if you want to actually solve this puzzle, it's actually going to be who is the smallest dragon of the 2. So there's going to be a dragon of the east, and there's going to be a dragon of the west. The answer is going to be actually the dragon of the west, but you need to figure out which one is the smallest. And in order to figure that out, it's actually by this small part here. So the lion headed east, the part of this kingdom that was being ravaged by the larger dragon, and it roared in its ugly face. So, as you can see, it says east. So that means the eastern dragon is actually bigger than the western dragon. So there's your answer. So we're going to actually solve that puzzle right now by talking to Horus again.
Did you read the story I gave you? Well, I hope you read it carefully, because I've got a question for you. Ready?
Attempt to solve Horus's riddle. So, as I said, I'm going to do all of the, all those stories in another episode. It's going to be its own episode at the end of this series entirely, so I'm going to try and skip over those ones since a lot of that stuff is going to be for later, because I want it to all be in one go and we just read through all the stories. So, with that, let's continue.
Good, here goes. There are quite a few characters in the story. Can you remember them all? Tell me the third smallest out of the prince, the Lion King and the Dragon of the East, and the Dragon of the West. It was the...
Okay, so the answer is the Dragon of the West, since the answer is who's bigger than who. So, the boy is the smallest, then you have the lion, which is the second biggest, or the second smallest, and then you have the Dragon of the West, which is the third smallest, and then you have the Dragon of the East, which is the hugest out of all of them, or the biggest. So with that, the Dragon of the West is our answer. I don't think it's case sensitive, so you don't need to worry about that. But I do think you have to spell it right. since it does say it specifically is the Dragon of the West. So, let's just type that in real quick, and we will have our answer for Horus. And he'll actually give us some stuff. Actually, I think, Dragon of... I think you just do of... Dragon of West, I think, or... Trying to remember how exactly you do this. Because I don't think you actually have enough, but I could be wrong. Let me just remember right, since it is specific. Yeah, Dragon of West then. So let's just try that, and it should work. Okay. And then we have to go all the way there, and... Oh, wait a minute. You don't have to type in the dragon. You just gotta do Dragon of the West. Oops. Okay. I completely forgot. It's been a while since I've done this puzzle, but I did remember the answer to it. Okay, dragon. I wish I didn't have to do this with a controller, because there's a bunch of button mashing just to get to places, if I'll be honest. If this was on the keyboard, because you actually can type this in if you're playing on PC, it would be easier, but honestly I prefer the controller when it comes to most of the things in this game. Okay, Dragon of the West, and we should... Oh, oops. I was wondering why I did that wrong. I'm just gonna keep that in just to prove that sometimes I don't pay too much attention to some things, because honestly, if I'm not paying attention specifically, I think I have some form of, like, dyslexia, but I'm pretty sure most people do. If you don't particularly pay attention to what you're writing, you're gonna completely mess it up. But there we go.
Correct. Very impressive. Your wizardly comprehension must be almost as good as mine. Oh, I said I'd help you fill your wizard's companion back up, didn't I? Here.
You've received a page describing the draw poison spell. Nothing perturbs a wizard more than poison, and with good reason. A small amount have been known to cause untold diseases. Should you or your companion be afflicted in such a manner, or your companions be afflicted in, or be sure to use the magical cure. No matter how deeply the poison has taken hold, there's always hope if you're able to draw this rune. And there we go. We now have the ability to get rid of poison off our allies in battle, instead of just using a poison be gone, so we could just use mana instead, which is always better, honestly, in my opinion. But there we go. Thanks, Horus.
I suppose it was a bit mean giving you a question like that, but you worked it out eventually. And that's what being a wizard is all about. Learning to look carefully at every detail and understand what's going on.
Shut up with all these wise old man talk, will you? You're no flipping older than Ollie boy here.
I'm not. No, I don't suppose I am. At least I don't seem to be.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's strange. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something really, really important. Never mind. I can't believe how much this place has changed. I'm going to see if the other towns around the world are as different these days. I think I'll head somewhere with a bracing sea breeze. Next, I might not be able to feel the wind on my face, but I can still enjoy the view. See you soon.
And see you soon indeed, Horus. So we'll be seeing him in Castaway Cove next. But with that, we're done with his quest, so let's continue on to the next one. We're going to try and speed through these as much as possible, since there is quite a bit of them. And we're going to do all of them in this episode just to make sure that they're all done. Because honestly, it saves me some time, honestly. And it makes it so we don't have 2 episodes completely dedicated to side quests for one area. And honestly, it saves some people some time in case they just want to go back to the story. So that's honestly why I'm doing it this way. But let's continue.
Curses. I like the necessary ingredients. What to do, what to do.
Is everything okay?
The recipe for the most legendary of Mamuni dishes has come into my possession, but I do not have the ingredients it requires.
What kind of dish is it?
It's known as Tiki Mahala. According to this recipe, it's a complex and refined curry, made from the tenderest and most succulent beef. Crikey, that sounds like a proper tasty gobful. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. What do you think, would you like to try it? If you gather the ingredients for me, you will have the honor of being the first to taste them Tiki Mahala since ancient times.
A curry stall holder of Al Mamoon lacks the ingredients required to make the most famous Tiki Mahala curry. Agree to gather the ingredients for curry stall owner. Yes, sirree. And that's 4 more stamps if we can finish that. The king of curries.
Thank you. You are the most excellent and helpful young fellow. Now to recreate this masterpiece, I will need some fluffy rice, some tender beef, and a pinch of Sheikah special spices.
Sheik's special spices. Where do we get those?
I'm afraid I don't know for certain. Well, but I have heard there is one known as the Sheikah Spices, somewhere in this fair city. Well, that sounds like a good place to start, eh? Let's shake a leg and find ourselves a sheik, shall we? If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Good luck, friends.
And good luck indeed. Okay, so we're actually done with this side for now, since we're going to be coming back here for... Actually, I actually have to do the old man now, because, based on what I remember, I have a second save file set for, a specific quest that I made sure that we didn't have to do everything for, since it's literally just beat up 10 bonehead enemies, and then you get the quest done. So I did that in advance, so you guys don't have to watch me beat up 10 different boneheads, because it's literally going to take us like 20 plus minutes to find enough of them. So there's 2 quests. It's that one and the quest that we have for the green buncher that's in our party and the Tur-Bandit down here. Because you actually need both of these familiars in order to progress in Dewey's mission, I believe his name is. Or Derwin, I think. It's one of those. But now that we're done with that, so let's actually continue.
Oh, I say, it's a young fellow I met in Ding Dong Dell, and here you all again, old thing. What are the chances, eh? Jolly good to see you.
It's good to see you too, sir. Are you writing about Al Mamoon now?
Indeed I am. The desert is bally sweltering, but one can't say one has been on a world tour without squeezing in a little volcano viewing, don't you know?
Jeepers, you climbed Old Smoky.
Hardly, as my maiden aunt always remarked. I'm not the most courageous of fellows, but I did pootle around the foot of the old place a little what. And jolly well worth it. It was too. It inspired me to write rather a marvelous little passage from my memoirs. Let me recite it to you. Oh, bother. Oh, dash and bother and confound it all.
What's wrong?
Well, I seem to have misplaced my old diary yet again. Dashed fool that I am. Jolly embarrassing, of course. Given my solemn promise to you last time we met, I must seem rather scatterbrained, old lemon. I say you couldn't come to the aid at the party once more, could you, old stick?
A man visiting Al Mamoon is rather flustered about after misplacing his diary again. Agree to look for the missing diary. Yes, sirree, 3 more stamps if we can finish this. Okay, notes from a volcano has been accepted. Sure we can. Leave it to us, mister.
But fire of the youth brings a tear to the one's jaded old eye.
Never mind the fancy talk with you. Where did you drop the flipping thing this time?
Oh, yes, of course. I seem to remember composing a little something whilst leaning against a rather fine old tree at the foot of the volcano there. Having been somewhat lost in the midst of creativity, of course, quite which tree escapes me. I didn't venture too far up the slopes, mind you. Find the tree and you'll find my diary. Sure as eggs is eggs. Thanks awfully, old boys.
And with that, we'll definitely go and find his booklet sometime soon. But we do have some other things we have to do first. I believe this is one of them as well.
Oh, it's a tragedy. How my poor darling ever survives?
Something the matter, love.
My soul, my only dearest husband has traveled to Golden Grove in search of delicious mushrooms, but he hasn't forgotten to take his lunch.
Darn, that's disastrous.
Yeah, I guess it's kinda bad, huh? He must be real hungry by now.
He must. Oh, he must. And the wild beasts over in the forest prevent me from delivering him to him myself. Oh, whatever shall I do?
Golden Grove, huh? That's the forest where we came through, and the one with all those giant mushrooms.
That it is, Ollie boy. The fertile forest of the fabulous flora and fauna. It's a proper good place to go in search of a bit of grub.
So you are familiar with the Golden Grove? Then I must make a most urgent request of you. It's a great inconvenience, I'm sure, but this is an emergency. Please, you must deliver my dear darling's husband his lunch to him. A Mamuni woman's husband left his lunch behind when he went out to the forest of mushrooms. Agreed to deliver her husband's lunch basket to him. Yes indeed. A lover's lunch basket. Okay. Sorry if I'm losing breath. I'm going through so many tasks in a row that honestly I would have taken a breath at least by now, but I'm trying to speed run through these as much as possible. You want us to take it to Golden Grove? Sure, leave it to us. You will aid in my hour of need, my little hero. Here, this is the lunch I prepared for my best beloved with all the devotion of a faithful wife. You must not be tempted to try it, no matter how delicious it may smell. It is a meal for lovers only. You have obtained the lover's lunch basket. Okay, cool. We're almost done with grabbing all the missions that are where we actually have to leave town. I'm trying to get all those ones first before we do anything else, honestly, because it honestly saves us some time. I believe this lady is the one we need to talk to. By the beards of the ancients, we punished them so severely last time, and yet they are back once more to sow unrest in the fields. What's the matter, ma'am? It's terrible. Wild creatures of the most mischievous nature are running amok in our most precious banana fields. If this continues, I will have no choice but to spend my nights patrolling the very fields I work throughout the day. Jeepers. That doesn't sound very good. Are these creatures dangerous? Dangerous? They would pluck and eat my very livelihood from the trees if I have no chance but to drive them from the land. Boy, she sure is brave.
Ain't it though? It's not every woman her age goes out fighting monsters off an evening. I tell you what, she's got in spades, Ollie boy. Courage, she's the bravest lady I ever met.
Say, would you mind if I borrowed a little bit of your bravery to help people in need, ma'am? People in need, you say? To a child as young as yourself striving to do good in the world is a fine thing indeed. Borrow from me what you will. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, thank you indeed. So let's take us some nice courage for the road. Because we're more than likely going to need this for later, since I think we need this for the Sheikah Spices, which is how we continue the Tiki Mahala quest. So with that, we got ourselves some more courage. How odd. My heart feels light yet warm. It's a strange feeling, but not unpleasant. Is that all you need from me? Very well. And that is all we need indeed. So let's continue to the Sheikah Spices now, since he's definitely going to need some help here.
Oh, I am so weary. Where is the fire I once had?
Are you sick, sir?
Sick. It is worse than mere sickness, boy. Much worse. I have grown tired of mixing spices, and the mixing spices is my life.
Oi! This must be the Sheikah Spice we heard about, ain't it?
It might be, huh?
But there's something up about the old fella. We'd best find out what it is, eh?
We should, huh? How come you don't want to mix spices anymore, sir?
You ask why? There's no why. There's only emptiness.
But you're known all over as the, Sheik for spice mixing, Mr. Sheik. Don't you have any customers who rely on you?
Perhaps I do. But I cannot bring myself to do what they ask of me. I can barely bring myself to rise each morning.
Jeepers. We were kinda hoping you might mix some of, the spices for us, but it seems like you're in a real bad way.
I wish only to rest. Please bother someone else.
But...
save your breath there, Ollie boy. The old conjurer's broken-hearted, ain't it?
He is?
He is drained of every last drop of enthusiasm, unless I'm very much mistaken.
Oh, I thought it was courage. Restore his enthusiasm, then listen to what he has to say. An Al-Mamun Sheik of Spice is suffering from the severe lack of enthusiasm. The Sheik of Spice. Number 3. Okay, let's do this. We have to help him, Mr. Drippy.
That we do, Ollie boy. That we do. Let's find the Sheik of Vavoom that he needs and spice up his life.
And let's do that indeed.
You got some enthusiasm there, ain't it? Can't give heart and hand it over.
Okay, let's do some give heart, and let's give him some more enthusiasm. And then we'll actually gain the ability to do some other quests that he actually has the ability to give us. So, let's do that real quick, and that'll help us out tremendously, honestly.
By the beards of the ancients, what is this strange sensation? I feel alive, and I wish to mix spices with more urgency than ever before in my life.
Nito, we did it, Mr. Drippy.
That's some tidy work, Ollie boy.
I do not understand. Is this the thanks of you? Then I am in your debt. I must reward you for... Well, here, please accept this.
2 sandwiches and 100 guilders, but also some stamps to boot, which is always good for us since we're gonna need those merit stamp cards in the near future, since those definitely help you in your story.
And you have any space-related request? I would be most honored to hear them. I wish only to work on my mixing magic.
As a matter of fact, we do. Could you mix us some of your special spices?
My special spices? Where did you hear talk of such things?
Keep your hand on, matey. The matey who runs the curry stand asked us, ain't it? He needs ingredients for his tiki mahala.
Very well. If that is all you require them for, I will be glad to oblige you. But I do not have all the ingredients required. You must bring me those I am lacking.
Sure. What do you need, Mr. Sheik?
For such a potent mixture, I will require a turmeric root, 3 generous pinches of spicy seeds.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for agreeing to help us.
Think nothing of it, boy. It was my pleasure. Return to me when you have the ingredients I require.
Okay, we'll definitely do that. Okay, so we're almost done with the giant mouthful that I have to go through, because once we're done with these other 2 quests and we go over to the lady that's actually for the boneheads, I'm actually going to do a nice little cut to kind of get a break on my throat, since I am kind of going back and forth with voices, and you can tell that I'm kind of running out of air. And also, as I said in the last episode, this is I'm technically a day off of being like, I'm a little rusty with my YouTube commentary and everything, so, because I have school going on now, because it's been about a month and a half since I'd done school, so I was doing school in between this and the last episode, and I was kind of understanding what I needed to do, so I had to kind of lose out on a day of recording in order to do that, so with that, that's the reason why I'm a little rusty. So, just in case of those who don't know, if that didn't get to the end of the episode of the last one, if you're wondering why I'm a little bit rusty, but I am trying my best. But let's do this. One more quest for us to do.
Interesting. Very interesting. Unless I'm very much mistaken, which of course I'm not. You keep familiars, am I correct?
Yes, but why do you ask?
I think you'll find that you are just the person I've been waiting for. Excellent.
Hey, how exactly will we find that? What are you on about, Specky?
I think you'll find what my name is in fact Derwin, and that I am a highly respected researcher in the field of familiarology. I am currently in the area of collecting important data on the creatures that can be tamed here, in the more arid regions of the world.
Oh, you are you? And don't tell me you're too much of a wimp to go after them yourself. So you want us to help you, is it?
Precisely. I would like to offer you an exciting opportunity to assess me in some groundbreaking research by taming certain creatures and bringing them to me for study. A man in Alma Moon who goes by the name of Derwin would like to gather some data on certain creatures. Agree to help Derwin with his research. Desert creatures has been accepted. Well, good. I hope you won't let me down. Which creatures do you need us to tame, Derwin? Let me consult my list here. Yes. I need to collect data on a species of creature said to resemble a bunch of unripe bananas, and one that wears a purple turban. If you bring them to me, I can cast my expert eye over them and make a few undoubtedly highly stimulating observations. Oh, and I cannot study them if you send them to the familiar retreat, so please don't waste my time by doing so. Run along then. Bring them both back to me and I'll be sure to acknowledge your contributions in the next fascinating paper.
Don't worry, Specky. We'll be back with these beasties before you can say psychozoology.
Okay, well, let's send these over to him since we actually do have them in our inventory. So all you need is a green bopper and a turbandit, which we actually used in our previous series. I forgot his name in the original last episode for the green bopper. but it's or Greed Muncher, I mean. But his name was Bopham, which is kind of stupid, I know. But we actually used the Tur Bandit as well, which his name was Vigil, which he was actually a really good help. We actually used both of them for pretty much most of the story. I think they never left our party, as a fact. I think Swain used both of them, actually. So we had Bopham and Vigil on Swain, which was pretty good. But with that, let's continue.
Excellent. Oh yes, look at that. The bunching of Babaniform protuberiances, possibly for defensive purposes, and a rich purple of the turban. I think you'll find that's to discourage predators. Yes, these are indeed the creatures I wish to study. Not the best specimens, perhaps, but they'll do.
Gee, he could at least say thank you.
Yes, he flipping well could. The great for little so-and-so. Some very interesting data. This will certainly raise some eyebrows, and the familiologically fraternity. It's no use, man. Specky here is in a world of his own. Come on now. Let's leave him to it. Oh yeah, here.
You have earned a following reward, a star drop and a moon drop. 500 guilders. Ooh, I'll definitely take that. Desert creatures is all done, and we have ourselves another merit card for our troubles. Okay, so we have one more to do before we go over to the Bonehead Lady, and then I get a small break on my voice. But let's do this real quick.
Oh, I am very afraid I cannot bring myself to go.
Is there something wrong, mister? You seem a little unhappy.
I am indeed, boy. You will hear my tale of woe.
Sure.
Thank you. You are a kind-hearted child. You see, I am a purveyor of Almamoon's finest milk ice creams. I have been preparing to send off for a journey to research the means of making my wares yet more refreshing and delicious.
You have? Where are you headed?
A village in the realm of ice, far off beyond the horizon. The people of this village are versed in old ways of ice, and I hope to learn from them how to improve my wares yet further.
That's amazing. It takes a whole lot of guts to go out into the big wide world. Well, good luck.
You do not understand. I cannot go any longer. Though I have invested much time and effort in my preparations.
What? Why the flip not? I thought you said you were made your mind up to go.
I have been assailed by the insurmountable terror. The talk of savage beasts roaming the lands fills me with dread. I cannot bring myself to depart. What has happened to me? Who was once so brave, and so driven to take the next step in ice cream advancement.
This doesn't seem like your average change of heart, huh, Mr. Drippy? Do you think he's
broken-hearted, I reckon? He might be, Ollie boy, lacking in courage if I'm not mistaken. And without it, he's never going to put up his ice cream game. There's tragic.
Ice Cream Dreams, a Mamooni ice cream merchant, is suddenly too scared to leave the city on his long-planned journey of discovery. Restore his courage so that he can go on his journey. And we will indeed do that. So let's indeed grab that, and let's continue. We can't leave him alone like this. We have to find some courage.
Tidy, let's go to it then, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that indeed. We actually already have that, so let's give it on to him.
Here you've got some good courage, ain't it? Cast give heart and hand it over, why don't you?
And let's give him some little bit of heart that he's missing. And our last piece of our locket indeed, actually, so we're completely unfilled with our locket now, with no other piece of heart missions to do for quite a bit. So, here you go, have some courage, and we'll be seeing you in a while from now, since where he's going is actually Yule, which is actually pretty far in the game, so we won't be seeing this guy for probably more than a couple episodes, I'm gonna be honest. So, we'll be seeing him again, honestly.
By the beards of the ancients, I am filled with the most powerful boldness. I fear neither beast nor man. I can endure any hardship in my efforts. Might further the advancement of ice cream.
Tidy looks like someone's back to his old self.
It sure does. You're all better now, huh, mister?
Better. I'm better than better. I must depart on my journey at once. You have my thanks. This can express but a fraction of my gratitude, but please, you must accept it.
3 carrot cakes and 100 guilders. Definitely taking that. Mamooni ice cream merchant. Oh wait, we already read that. Forgot. That's how scatterbrained I am right now because of how many quests we've just done. let's see here. I think we've done about like 6 to 7 quests in a span of an hour, if I'll be honest. And an hour of speaking nonstop is something I'm not used to lately because of the fact that this game has given me a lot of breaks on my voice, since every time we go into a cutscene, I get a small break from my voice. So that's the reason why my voice isn't as used to this as it was before. Okay, so since we are over here, actually I wanted to actually do this right now since we can get it over with. Let's actually use our star drop here, since in the other save file that we're going to be going to is actually going to have the upgraded version of Ivern in it, so let's do it now just to get it over with. So let's use our star drop on Ivern to turn him into a Sprout Sprite, which will now give him some new skills to actually get to. So now he'll be able to learn Bubble Bath, Razzle Dazzle, and Healing Rain. I believe Healing Rain is a it's a much bigger heal than the Healing Tear ability. I think it might be a full heal if I'm correct. I could be wrong though. Ivern metamorphosized into Sprout Sprites. And there we go. Okay, just to get that over and done with for right now. And let's do this one, and then I'll be right back, and I'll get a nice little break on my voice for a second, but we'll read through this first.
Oh, this will never do. It's a bad business, very bad.
What's the matter, ma'am?
The desert is filled with marauding boneheads. The traveling merchants who bring us fresh goods are being attacked. I fear that soon our lines of supply will be severely entirely,
I didn't... What?
If only there were someone who could rid us of those skeletal scoundrels.
Seems like they're in a proper pickle, alley boy. Shall we offer them a helping hand?
An elderly merchant from Alma Moon is worried because her supply lines are coming under attack. Bothersome boneheads. Would I like to take this into account? Yes, I would. I'll help you, ma'am. I'll beat those boneheads for you.
Come now, child. We're not in so much trouble that we need to send the likes of you to your doom.
Nah, man, you don't understand. He's got me, Drippy, Lord High Lord of the Fairies. Looking after him, he'll be right as rain.
And what exactly will you do, little man? Gnaw upon the shin bones? Until they hop away?
Wait, the flipping cheek of it. Flipping shin wounds indeed. Ollie boy, our pride is on the line here. We need to batter these bony beggars. Good and proper.
Sure, let's do it, Mr. Drippy.
Very well. Defeat 10 boneheads, that will be enough to allow our suppliers to reach us.
And with that, I'll be right back to, 1, get a break on my voice, and also 2, just skip to the other save file, since we actually do have to go back to the main menu to get there. So, with that, thank you so far for watching so far, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we can continue. So, now that we're on the other save file, and now that I actually got some time to actually get a little breather on my throat and everything, let's actually continue our story. So, there's 2 things that I need to talk about. So, as of what we saw, we got our new Spout Sprites with Ivern, and we also, I didn't actually get to talk about this, but we actually have a new ally. So these are the boneheads that you actually have to fight off with. And we have to fight off with 10 of them for this mission. So I actually was able to get one, and I actually wanted to use one for the team, since I don't remember actually using one of these. So, with keeping with the everything else, we're actually gonna keep using new familiars. So, I would like to welcome Valabar to our team. A nice Moonstone-based familiar, or I guess you could call him Bone Skeleton familiar. But he's actually going to be pretty cool. And if you're wondering what the name's from, it's actually based on Valabar from Shadows of Valencia or Fire Emblem 2 Gaiden, which is honestly one of the fun generals that I don't get to see much of him nowadays, since I only got to play through Shadow of Valencia once, and then I haven't got to use him really much in Fire Emblem Heroes yet, since I am working on other units, but he's actually a really good general in those games, and I would very much like to go through Shadow of Valencia with you guys eventually, but it's a 3DS game, and I know there's a 3DS emulator, but I don't know how easy and readily available it is, so, and honestly, it's going to be probably a little bit till we actually do Shadows of Valencia, because I still need to do Shadow Dragon for the DS version, and I also have to do Mystery of the Emblem as well in the near future as well, so those are going to come before we ever do Shadows of Valencia. But with that, let's actually continue. So, let's actually tell her that we finished off with those boneheads, and now we can actually progress with the bounty missions as well.
Ha ha ha, oh you doubting dillies. We pattern those 10 boneheads for you easy flipping peasy.
By the beards of the ancients, but how? Now your supplies can get through safely, ma'am. Have a nice day. I cannot thank you enough. You have saved my livelihood. Please, you must accept this as a reward. We got ourselves a bone sword and 200 guilders. I'll definitely take it. And 3 more stamps for our collection. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. So now that we're actually out here, we actually have a whole new, and I mean a whole new, bunch of bounty missions we actually have to do. So the first things first is we actually have to go to Swift Solutions, because for that specific errand, it actually unlocks a new bounty mission, so we actually have to go back to the Swift Solutions to go and unlock that real quick, so we have that available to us. But let's get this over and done with. So, Duel in the Desert is the one that we actually need. I'm not going to read all these bounty hunt ones. They're basically all they are is just saying, hey, there's a monster out here and go and defeat them, basically is what those are. Which we'll be definitely doing those very soon, but let's get on out of here, since that's not what this is about. Okay. So now that we're all done with these missions, we can actually continue on the missions that are outside of town. So there's going to be a bunch of them that we still need to do. So hopefully it doesn't take me another hour to do them. So, because I did get a big chunk of it out with the Bonehead missions and the Tur Bandit and the Green Buncher missions. Because those take you a while in their own right, so that definitely saves us some time. So, since we're in the area, I believe the first thing we should do is actually mess around with the enemies out in the far right first. Since we do have to head over to the volcano. So let's see here. I want to see how we should do this. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about there being a monster over by the Golden Grove. Okay. Well, we need to head over this way. So over on the right of Almamoon. Over by the Temple of the Sages. So we're going to do a small cut for each one in each area, since it's actually going to take me a little bit to actually walk there. So I'll be right back once we actually get to the first of our bounty missions. Okay, so with our first little bounty mission, we actually got to get rid of this little tiger here. If he'll stop running from me, I'll actually be able to catch up with him. But let's do this. Take on the Adamant Tiger. Yes, sirree, and let's do this. So, all we gotta do is just beat this guy up and then we win this mission. I believe he's actually gonna be stronger than the other ones that we can deal with right at the moment. So we do actually need to be a little bit careful, since, as we just saw there, he just did 17 damage to Esther's little guppy there. So we might actually need to be a little bit careful here, but thankfully we do have some defense when it comes to little Spooks, so that one's not that hard. So, like I said, we were going to do cuts in between till where we got to each bounty mission, but for the ones that are like right next to each other, we don't have to do that, so let's just continue for the next one, since the one's right next to us. So, there we go, one of the bounty hunts is done. So, we're just going to make our way over to the next one, which is actually near the Temple of the Sages, or Temple of Trials, or whatever you want to call them, but it also actually houses one of my favorite familiars in this game, and we can actually see him right now talking about him. He has a very low chance of spawning, so I'm actually surprised we can see him. But the Dinoceros up there is actually a really, really strong familiar, and a very good late game familiar if you can get one. Because it comes with Psych Up, which raises your attack damage, but it also makes it to where you can literally, and I mean literally, basically beat the entire game with just that thing alone. And actually, talking about another low spawn rate, there's one right above us on the, actually, can you see it? Yeah, you can. So literally on my right of where I'm looking, you can see him right over there, which is kind of funny. I did not expect that. But take on the Brone Brigader. Let's do that indeed. So this is actually the evolution of Valabar here, or Bonehead indeed. He's going to be the final metamorphosis actually, or one of them. You can either get a Bone Baron, which is the one I want to get, because that's the whole reason why I named him Valabar, since Barons are one of the, instead of generals, you actually get Barons in Fire Emblem Gaiden and Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia. So honestly, I thought it would be funny to actually have what would be technically a Baron, because that's how I kind of named Guppy, since I saw that he turned into a ghost cat, which was kind of funny. And also, if you're wondering why we're actually doing normal damage now, for these boneheads since we weren't doing normal damage before. I actually threw on that fire blade that we got in the Old Smoky near the very top when we were running for our lives, I think. Yeah, I think it was around there. Oh no, it was when we were right before that, where there was a shrimp paler kind of blocking us from continuing. But with that, we got ourselves level 5 for Valbar and level 14 for Go-Go. Always nice to see. I would like to rename Go-Go, to be honest, but I don't know if that's possible. Probably not, but I guess there might be a way to do it if I actually go to the Familiar Retreat and actually look at that. Okay, so since we actually have quite a bit of walking to get to either one of these, I'm gonna save this one over by Castaway Cove for the Castaway Cove missions. I think that's honestly what I should do, since it's literally right next to it anyways. So I might as well just save that for later. But we do need to go over to the Golden Grove, so I'll be right back, and we'll do one skip here, and then we have to do another skip from the Golden Grove over to Old Smoky, since that's the next area we need to go to. And what's with the spawn rates of Dinosauruses? I do not remember them being that spawn heavy, because they're low tame rate based on what I remember. So I'll be right back and see you guys very shortly. Okay, now that we're over here, so this is actually one of the missions that you have to do for the Sheikah Spice, because he actually opens up a bounty mission for the turmeric root that you actually need, and this is actually what gives it to you based on what I remember. So if you want proof on that, because I can just go over to here, if we go to, I believe it is the Precious Root here. Yeah, Lumberwood has appeared to the south of the Golden Grove. These creatures always, roots always fetch a decent price, and I believe it's the turmeric root based on what I remember. Because I could be wrong, but I think that is actually the case. If I am wrong, I'm sorry on that though. But since we actually are using the Flame Blade now, we actually do double damage to this thing for free, so literally we could just swing on that thing and it's down. And just like that, easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon peasy, or squeezy. And there we go, turmeric root. I was right. Okay, cool. I wasn't actually too sure on that. Okay, the bounty hunt has been complete, and report to Swift Solutions for that. Okay, so I did remember that there is one thing that was in this area due to the Golden Grove. So we probably should do this mission first before we go over to the Old Smoky. So let's actually do that first. Which side do we actually need to be on for this? It looks like we could just run through, but I think we actually get attacked while we're walking. So I guess we just walk through here and hope that we don't get attacked too often, I guess. I think there's 3 forced battles, I think.
Is it just me, or are there monsters by here looking a bit lively?
Huh? Why? What's going on?
I know, man. They sniffed out that lunch basket, ain't it? They proper wetted their appetite, it has.
Oh, jeepers. Then I guess we'd better be careful. You could definitely say that one, but I think there's actually forced battles in here due to the fact that the for some reason, the lunch basket does actually attract a lot of beasts, or like it says it's supposed to, but that's the whole point of it. So we actually do, I think we fight like 3 different forms of enemies, I think, but they're all going to be like a little bit higher level than the enemies that we've been fighting recently. And I think we can actually walk through here safely for the most part, so I don't think we're actually going to be attacked by any enemies on the way through here. Unless I'm wrong, because apparently this little guy here is actually going to chase us down, which I'm actually very surprised about. And we're actually fighting against 3 enemies this time. That's surprising. I'm not used to that, because we don't have Swain yet. Did we just do like 42 damage with 1 attack on him? I know that we're in the point where we should be one-shotting most things. I want that. That's a free heal right there. Thank you, game, for the free heal. I always like me some golden glims with some free heals and everything, so that's always nice to see. Okay, there we go. So let's just keep continuing here, and just bounce on some mushrooms all the way down. Okay, these little pigs will always chase you no matter what level you are, but they'll... Actually, sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do. I think you have to be like a certain level to the point where they will stop chasing you. And actually, I'm surprised that we haven't been attacked. Oh, wait. Wait, what? He chased me directly. That's not how those enemies work. What? Okay. I actually don't know what to say. And these guys are actually, weak to fire moves. Good to know for later, actually. So the pig-leg enemies are weak to fire, so we need to remember that for later, actually. but those enemies are supposed to run directly at you and not run towards you directly. Like, they continue to walk the direction that they're running at you. They don't actually chase you, like, go around corners and things. So I'm actually surprised. That's weird, because the ones in the overworld don't do that. Huh, weird. I guess the, what do you call it? The lunch basket completely changed his walking pattern for some reason. Okay, let's see if we can actually run from this guy, because we might be able to if we run fast enough. Okay, thankfully we were able to get away from that tyke. There we go. And let's give him his lunch basket now. That aroma. Surely not. Could it be the lunch basket prepared by my darling wife?
Looks like we found that young lady's husband, Ollie boy.
Your wife asked us to bring you this lunch basket, sir.
What a blessed relief. Verily, I thought I was about to expire from hunger. Now may I trouble you with a request of my own, young one? Would you be so as good to deliver a message to my beloved?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. My message is simple. When we are apart, it is winter in my heart, but how much more sweet seems reunion's heart.
Crikey, this one's a proper poet. Come on, Ollie boy. Let's get the message to the missus before we forget how it goes.
Neato, Alma Moon, here we come. Okay, that's gonna be a while till we go back to Alma Moon. I wish we had the ability to just leave dungeons, but we actually don't have that luxury yet. But thankfully, since we don't have the thing anymore, we actually don't have to worry as much. But I am going to do a cut till we get to Old Smoky, so BRB, just to save you guys some time and save myself some time here. So BRB, boys and girls. Okay, now that we're actually at Old Smoky, let's actually continue on our quest, since we actually had a couple quests over at Old Smoky, from the Volcano of Notes to the spicy seeds that we need for the Sheikah, and we also actually have to go inside Old Smoky once again to actually go and fight one of our bounty hunt missions, which is actually a returning monster, since we'll actually be fighting it a couple times, but we'll be fighting like a metamorphosized version of it every time we fight it, which is kind of cool. But let's continue here, though. This is where his notebook is, if you're wondering. Hey, I wonder if this is...
that old Duffy's diary. It is a bit burned around the edges, mind.
Well, I'm sure he'll still be glad we found it. Let's take it back to him, Mr. Drippy. You have obtained the Traveler's Diary. And there we go, perfect. And let's actually grab us some spicy seeds, since every little sparkly area should actually be those sparkly seeds that we need. And most of these enemies aren't faster than us, thankfully, so we can actually run right by them, thankfully, so that saves us some time here. Because we actually do have to worry about being chased, since some of them, like that little small fry over there, over by the trees where one of our sparkles is actually where we need to go, I think. And he'll actually chase us down. Actually, the Boggly Boo might do that as well, but nope, we actually don't have to worry. You have obtained the pinch of spicy seeds. I think that's everything we need for that one. Let me make sure, just in case, since we do need to make sure of that. Okay, let's see here. Ask the Sheik of Spice for his special spices. Okay, we don't need any more, thankfully. Okay, let's make our way into Old Smoky now, and let's go fight off with another bounty mission. Do a nice save since we got all that done, and let's do that. There we go, perfect. Okay, I did think it was weird that I didn't see the monster when I was making my way downward, but apparently I was right, it was actually inside Old Smoky. I don't know why I couldn't see it though, because usually even if you haven't been to an area, it still shows you on the map where it is. So I was actually surprised about that, because I remember it always showing you where this one was. But let's do this. Would I like to fight a Mademoiselle? Yes, I would. So let's do this. And let's fight off with our one of our final bounty hunts, since we do have the... We could always still do the Castaway Cove just to get it out of the way, which I kinda at this point want to, just since we have been doing so many cuts as the fact. So honestly, we might end up just doing the Castaway Cove one, just to get it out of the way, since I'm learning the trouble of my errors, because, originally when I did the series, I didn't, have to worry as much about, I didn't talk as much as I did, so my voice didn't go out as much, so honestly, it made it much easier to actually do all of these quests in one episode, like I did before, because, for the most part, I think I just did it in my normal voice. And also, is this thing faster than... No, it ain't, but why does it chase me like it is? Okay, well, here's Frostbite. Let's get you on out of here, because you're pretty much easy as long as we're kiting you for the most part. But the only thing is we gotta stand still for whenever we cast any abilities. Okay, I did not mean to do that. Okay, one more Frostbite, and down goes a Magmoiselle. And down goes another Bounty Hunt. But yeah, as I was saying, when I originally did this back in 2018, or 2017, I don't even remember, to be honest. I think it's 2018. I think specifically I started the series in 2017, and then it got uploaded in 2018, I think is the actual thing. So technically, I think it's like 3 years old, to be completely honest. But in a way, technically, it's only 2. I think it's like technically 2.2 years old compared to right now, I think. So, honestly, although I didn't, as I was saying, I didn't talk as much, and I did it in my normal voice for everything, so it was much easier to go through every single quest in one episode if I really wanted to, like I am trying right now. So I understand the error of my ways when trying to do this in one, but I'm going to continue to do it in one, because honestly, although I'm throwing my voice out doing it, I don't think it's too hard to do. Although I was wanting to do another episode and actually continue on the story tonight, but honestly I don't know if that's going to be the case, due to the fact that I'm pretty sure my voice is being thrown out just by doing this one episode as is. Okay, so now that we're actually out of mana, let's actually just smack this guy for the rest of his damage. So let's get rid of this Boggly Boo, get him on out of here. And I guess we actually got a level out of that, which is good. But actually we had to do a skip anyways, because we're going to go run all the way over to Castaway Cove. I don't know if there's a message in between Castaway Cove when you're walking that way. So maybe I might have to save before I walk into Castaway Cove just in case. Just so we don't mess up there. So I'll be right back. And I'll see you guys over at the next bounty hunt. And then after that we'll go all the way back to Alma Moon, complete all our quests, and we'll be done with this episode. So we're very close to finishing this off, so BRB boys and girls. Okay, so I actually did try and go over to Castaway Cove and fight that monster, but the thing is that thing actually gets rid of you pretty easily. I was able to get rid of its allies, but the thing is I got comboed into the point where I got instantly killed. So I'm just gonna say we'll save that for Castaway Cove, because there's no way I can fight that thing at the level I am. So we'll definitely save that for later. But since we are back in town, let's actually finish off the rest of our missions, because now we're at the final stretch here. This is the rest of the stuff that we needed to turn in, and then once we're done here, we can go to the Swift Solutions, turn in our bounty hunt missions, and we're done with this episode, since the whole point of this is to show all the progress that we do in between episodes. So let's do this. Hello, Sheikah of Spice, let's do this.
By the ancients, you have gathered the ingredients I have asked of you. To mix them is the work of mere moments for a master such as myself.
And we should have ourselves the spice that we need now.
It is done. You have the honor of possessing the quantity of the Sheik's most coveted special spices. In the right hands, they will produce curry beyond compare.
You have obtained a bowl of Sheikah special spices. And there we go, perfect. And now that we are done with that mission, we can continue with another mission that we're doing. So now we just make our way over back to this little section over here, turn in the last few missions we have for our journal, and we're completely done with all the stuff we needed to do. But let's do this. We have delivered your husband's lunch, ma'am.
You did? Oh, you marvelous, marvelous boy. You truly are my little hero.
He gave us a message for you too. It was, when you're apart, it's winters and it's hot. But, when you're together, it's proper nice.
Oh, me oh my darling, darling dear. Thank you so much for giving me his message. My heart is all aflutter. I must thank you somehow. Yes, here.
Please give me my stuff, please. I just want to finish the episode at this point. There's so many things I've done, and honestly, my voice is killing me. And also my, sitting in this one position is killing me too, honestly. Because usually I'm not sitting here for almost 2 hours with one episode. This episode has taken me almost 2 hours to do, to be completely honest. If that says anything, I would like to get up from this chair.
I wonder, what a fabled Tiki Mahala will taste like. Perhaps the day will soon come when I'm able to try it, at last.
Dude, we have the things you need. What are you talking about? Uh-huh. Can you take your stuff? Hello, dude. Gather 3 ingredients you have gathered. Yeah, okay, why can I not turn this in? Give Raj the 3 ingredients you have gathered. Sir, you drive a hard bargain. I'm just gonna be honest. You could have just bought the rice and the meat by yourself and not had me go and buy it for you. So, here you go. Now that we actually have the things you need, so let's actually complete this.
Well, by the ancients, you've gathered all the ingredients I can create the legendary Tiki Mahala at long last. I will begin at once. In but a short while, friends, you will be able to feast upon the most fabled of all curries. Tidy, I can't flipping wait, can you, Ollie boy?
I sure can't, boy oh boy. Boy oh boy indeed. Please give me this stuff. And honestly, you do not even deserve me turning off the camera, Mr. Tiki Mahala man. You don't even deserve yourself a cutscene after the hard bargain I had to go. I literally had this mission done, and I didn't even have the tender beef for him. Literally. I'm going to strangle that man. This is the first time I literally had everything done, and I didn't have one 60 gold item in my inventory that I literally only had to walk, like, maybe about not even, like, 10 seconds over to the Swift Salute, or the Hootenanny shop. So this man could have gotten me some fluffy rice and some, what do you call it, so literally, he could have just saved me some time there, man.
But you're not listening to a word I say. Oh well. Eat, friends, and be merry. Raj's curry pot never runs dry.
Honestly, I feel like skipping this dude, but I'm just gonna let you guys have him just in case.
You have my eternal gratitude. Thanks to you, Tiki Mahala is no longer a relic of the past, but a living, breathing part of Mamuni culture. This is surely not enough to compensate for your troubles, but please, I must give you something for what you have done for me.
5 bowls of Tiki Mahala. We got an achievement called Boy Scouts for, I think that's for doing 15 quests and completing them. And 200 guilders. Okay, there we go. 4 more stamps for our collection. And we're done with that guy, thank you. Yeah, that guy kind of made me a little upset, because we were all ready to do them, and then we didn't have the tender beef. Literally a 60 gold item that the game could have just given. Literally didn't even have me have to go and get it, because it's literally a item you feed your familiars. And I don't have it right now, but it would have been one of these. I believe it's for maybe attack or something, I don't remember. But let's continue. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. This is your diary, isn't it?
Oh, I say, you are marveled. A treasure, a brick of the first order.
Try not to lose it, okay? Again, okay?
Oh, absolutely. You have the most solemn promise, my vow as a gentleman. That is never to leave my sight. Again, here, in a reward, dear boy.
A hallowed habit and 200 guilders. I'll definitely take that. 3 more stamps, and let's get on out of here. No more journal missions, thank you. Thank you. So we're done reading for now. And that means my voice when it comes to doing, like, any other character's voices, I get to just stick with my own voice for a little bit. And finally end this episode off, because we're on the last bit right here. Literally, all we have to do is just go to the bounty board guy over here in the Swift Solutions, give him all his missions, and we can finally claim our rewards. So, I'm not going to read through these. These are literally just bounty missions. There's nothing too specific about them. They're literally, you go out and you defeat them and you get stuff for them, basically. So, let's just get these over and done with. And I think that's 3 merit stamp cards altogether. So, let's do this. Oh no, we have 4 altogether. Oh, okay, I'll take it. Let's get Jackpot. Causes additional restorative glims to appear during battle. Oh wait, you have to actually claim them. Claim merit rewards, and grab this one. I definitely want that, because the glims are actually very useful. And let's see here. Occasionally makes foraging efforts more fruitful, or makes it easier to sneak up from enemies from behind. I think Jack in the Box is better here. So let's grab ourselves Jack in the Box. And this will actually make it harder for them to see us while we're walking behind them as well. So we can actually sneak by them a little bit with this ability, which is actually kind of nice. But with that, we finally are done. Finally. Let me make sure, because I'm pretty sure we're done here, but you never know. Bounty mission, the only one we can do is a goblin thing, which we can't do because it's too strong for us. It's literally a next chapter kind of bounty hunt, honestly, because things like a lot heavier in the levels than we are, and just in general, so there's no point chasing him down. But with that, thankfully, we are all done here. So with that, thank you all for watching. Thank you for dealing through all of the cuts that we had to do in this one, because there was quite a bit of them, and usually I don't have to cut this much, but there's so much areas we had to kind of traverse to, and we don't have the ability to fly to them, or use any sort of fast travel to get to them easier. So honestly, the best way to do it is just making skips, so it doesn't make this episode literally 2 hours long, because technically, as I was saying, this video is 2 hours long for me, but for you guys, it's probably like an hour 30, an hour 20-ish. So with that, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and in the next one, we'll be finally progressing with the story, and we are all done here. So I am going to take a nice break from my voice, and maybe do another one after this for myself. It won't be a double upload, of course, but it'll be just finally getting to go back into the story, because honestly, that's my favorite part about this game, but you do need to do all the side quest stuff, because it is important, as you saw with the merit cards, and the abilities that you can get from them. I feel like showing that progress is important, so that's the reason why there's episodes like this, where it's more of, we try and do all the quests in one, get them all done with, and then we continue with the story, like said. So, with that, thank you all for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace out. Hey, boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.